Hello, welcome to the Crafty Maven Getaway podcast. I'm your host, Hannah.
And I'm Megan. Thanks so much for joining us again today, all you wonderful Crafty Mavens. Today we are on episode 11. I was like, I think I know it today. Yes. So
you would remember since it was yesterday.
I know. We just recorded
the
yesterday.
other podcast episode. We're trying to get caught up. Well, I say caught up. We're already caught up. We're trying to get ahead of the game here. We'll see how this works. But anyway, yes, we're on episode 11. So this is the fourth part, if you're not counting the applying for design teams. If you're counting that, then this is the fifth episode in our Scrappy Creative Series that we're doing. So I think this will be the last one that we do today. And then we'll kind of switch gears and talk more about other creative parts of the scrapbooking stuff that we talk about. So today we are going to talk about analytics and the social media aspect of posting your stuff with social media when you are on teams, if you're wanting to do a channel, all that kind of fun stuff that a lot of times we don't talk about, except for like I mentioned. I feel like, I don't know, how do you feel like our community is about talking about this kind of stuff?
I don't feel like we talk about it that much. It just is kind of like this, I don't know, like this third party thing that's there. Like we all do it, but yet there's not a lot of like information, I would say. Like, I wonder if that would kind of be a good YouTube series to do, is like kind of go over different things. Like, I don't know if you know a lot about social media,
I think it would
probably be popular. I would
think it would be really popular. And honestly, I expect this series to do really well just in general on YouTube, because it is kind of geared more towards just being like creating. And even though we're talking more about the crafty side, it still is talking a little bit about just putting yourself out there when you're trying to be a creator. And also a lot of what we're talking about applies, especially this episode, is going to apply to just in general if you are sharing content online. Oh, excuse me, I need more coffee. It is early. Well, it's not really early.
I know.
It's my time.
It's early for us. I don't think we've done an episode
this usually don't do episodes this early, so though my mind should be, well, hopefully it's sharp. I went to bed way later than I meant to last night, but that's okay. Anyway, but yes, I don't feel like we talk about this stuff enough. And I feel like when I talk to other people about some of this stuff, they're like, huh? Like what? Oh, or we were talking about this like during the week or last week about like titles for the YouTube channel. And we were talking about keywords and tags and stuff. And I'm like, I'm going to shout out Emma. I'll have to let her know that I'm shouting her out in this episode, because she saved our butts so much when we were doing the Crafty Maven, because she would go back and put stuff in on all of the videos. And I remember her talking about it and like mentioning that she did it. But now that I'm more in charge, or we're more in charge of the channel, and not to say I wasn't in charge of the channel, but I didn't go back and do that stuff, even though I was doing it for my videos. But I didn't realize how many people don't do it. And now that I'm going in and I'm looking, and I don't even do like a huge search, but I've noticed that I think we just don't talk about it, even in the team wise. Like when you're on a team, I know, and I was mentioning this with some of the old teams that I was on, we weren't told what to put down for tags. I mean, we had certain tags that I think that they wanted us to use, but really not really. Like I wasn't told, oh, you have to use this, like these. And when we started the team, we were like, okay, these are a few tags that we want to see and some of the stuff. just so that it's easy for people who want to search the Crafty Maven. And it's pretty specific because it is for our store. But and I know whenever I do like our videos, I always tag you and I always tag me, because I want, when people look, and anytime I post a video, I put myself in the tag hashtag area, keywords or whatever, the part that YouTube has, because I want, when someone puts my name in, I want my stuff to come up, because I know, well, and so, and this is the funny part. So we have a Jessica Michaels on our team, and there's another Jessica Michaels, and I love the short that they did where they're like, I'm Jessica Michaels, and I'm Jessica Michaels. Wait, I'm the scrapbooker mix media. And they're like, me too. And I can only imagine how crazy that was when they started getting messages or tagged they were getting tagged wrong. Because when I was Hannah Lemieux, there was a high schooler who did like volleyball or something, and her team would tag me in Facebook all the time.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
And I was like, some grandma's looking for her kid on Facebook and realizing that she's getting me, not her granddaughter. And like, honestly, I didn't know how like a school, somebody who like was a manager or like a coach or whatever, how did they not notice that they were tagging the wrong person? Like when you go in and tag, and I've accidentally tagged like Jessica once when I was trying to tag you for a collab, because you guys' names are just similar enough that they pop up next to each other, and Fat Finger Hannah is picking the wrong person.
Yeah. I've done that too. It's so easy. You have to be careful when you're tagging people.
So have to be careful. But anyway, so that's what we're talking about. So we're going to talk about a little bit about analytics. We're going to talk about some of the stuff that maybe you guys don't realize that is just going to help make your channel more visible and stuff. And I know when we talked about the design team, applying for design teams, I said tag the companies. So, and I think this is a big part too. And I don't think we do this enough. And I kind of forget, like I was doing it a little bit at the beginning when I started the store, and now I don't do it as much, but I need to remember to tag the companies, because they like to see who's using their stuff, who's selling their stuff. And also, if you're searching and there's a product you want to use, you're going to search that product. Like I can tell you how many times I have searched a product because I'm going to add it to the store, and it's just easier for me to Google search it, and then I can find like the main store that has it, so I can put in the info, because I'm not going to reinvent the wheel and put all this weird, like create my own info for the description for a product, right? But the same thing goes. So let's I'm trying to think where we want to start with this. It's maybe a little bit easier to follow, because I know we go all in different directions, because we're like besties, because we are besties, just chit-chatting about stuff.
Well, so when you say that you add tags, you're not doing like hashtags on YouTube, at least. There's a specific area where you can scroll down to the bottom.
It's like keyword
and you put in
tags.
Keywords. Because when you started saying put in tags or something, I was so confused. I was like, what are you talking about? Because a lot of times I don't even add new tags. Because I have pre-saved tags.
Yeah, I have some pre-saved ones too.
And I need to be better about that, because I realized, you know what, Hannah is so right. Like add the new tags, because you use different products all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like so bad about going in and adding the new tags and stuff like that.
Okay, so I know where we can go with this. Okay, so when you go to post up, especially on YouTube, but even on Instagram and Facebook, when you are going to go, or TikTok, I guess too. I'm not as familiar with TikTok, so it's similar. You go in and you have to put in, when you go to upload it, you have to put a title in. Usually it'll give you like, do you want to tag like collaborators in there pretty early on. It'll ask you like if it's a paper motion generally, or is it AI. Especially nowadays, if you use any AI, you kind of have to put that in there, because it will get flagged. And then social media does not, if it recognizes it as AI, it will.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
I think they're cracking. I've heard it from the non-crafty side. They're cracking down on AI stuff. They don't push it if it's not labeled as AI. Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay, that's good to know.
But it's also good because it's good to be transparent. Like we use AI sometimes to create I guess I shouldn't say thumbnails because I don't use it for thumbnails very often.
Yeah.
But to create like images like for Facebook and stuff. So it's sort of AI generated. We give it prompts. We like have our logo that gets put in there, so it's similar to that. But it's just good to be transparent and say, hey, I used AI to help me with this. And there's so many different ways that you can use AI that kind of make it so easy for this aspect. So I would definitely say don't forget to utilize AI. There's quite a few different ones now that you can use. There's ChatGPT, there's Claude, there's Grok. I've never used Grok.
I've never used Grok.
I don't know how it is for social media type stuff. I guess it's just kind of playing along. What are the other ones that you know of?
I've heard of Gemini.
Yeah, that's the Google version.
Yeah. I
only use Gemini like when I'm doing like emails and stuff, or like I want forms or something. I can kind of prompt it and it'll help me. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes I feel like it's a little difficult because it's just easier to use a template and then I can just adjust it how I need to. Because that kind of stuff is not fancy, but I did use it a little bit to help me with how to format like emails and stuff, like more professional style emails. And then I just put in what the wording that I want. I definitely play around with it. I never keep it straight as is because I, like you, I'm sure, came from the generation that we had to use all of our own stuff and plagiarism was bad. So I will say there, you do want to be careful on how much you use it. And I do know that sometimes we use it for ideas a little bit for different things for like the podcast and stuff, but I just use it as a starting off point because there's so many we need to use our brain because we're creative anyway. So it's just kind of there's certain aspects that I feel like keywords and like different things like that and tags, it's very good because it'll kind of give you a good idea of what's trendy and what is going to get what the system already has in place. But anyway, okay, so you have your title, you have a description. So this is where you're going to tell like what it is you're posting, more information, like links that you need to put in. Usually you put in the description area. And then you have like certain like Instagram and Facebook, you can put hashtags, like actual hashtags. They don't do the keywords, so they do the hashtags. And then we can go back through and talk through all these sections. I just want to kind of map it out here to make it a little easier. And then there's the keywords area or like the tag area. So you're going to put in anything that is related to your video. And YouTube, you can use 500 words or whatever. So there's a lot of space to put a lot of different things that are related. I fill it up almost every single time I put 500.
Really?
Yes, because I want the videos to get, of course I say that knowing it's not like I get like tons of views from my videos. My videos are not high watched videos, but that's partly me because I'm not posting it other places, and which we talked about last time. It's like if you're not sharing your stuff, it's a lot harder for it to organically. Most of my videos I think get from links from other places that people have seen it. But anyway, certain things are going to be a lot more searchable. And so, you want to give yourself as many options as possible. And then what else? And then it'll like, for YouTube, you can add like an end little thing where it'll pop up your channel to subscribe. It'll pop up like playlists and stuff. And anyway, so there's like lots of different steps in when you upload something. Facebook and Instagram are a lot easier. There's just the title, the description, like a few hashtags, and then so you just have to decide what kind of video you want, or image, video type situation, and then you have to decide if do you want it to share on like the reels or whatever it is, the stories, Facebook stories, or Instagram reels. So and like yesterday Cassie was telling me about Pinterest, and you can link your Pinterest board right to your Instagram, so anything you post on Instagram will automatically go to Pinterest, which is awesome. And so now so there's all these little things that kind of help do the work for you. So you're just putting in the stuff initially, and then it shares at all these different places. And that's really what you want. You want to work smarter so that you have more time to play your desk, because who wants to spend all this time doing, like, some people love this kind of stuff. So if this is your jam, and this is why companies pay people to just do this aspect of things. I mean, so if you're ever looking for a job that is probably not going to pay a ton, because I don't know how it pays, but companies will pay people to do their stuff. And like for the nonprofit that I work for, we're trying to switch it. So that's what I do, is the social media aspect, because that's where I flourish, because I know a lot about it, because I've done it for and it's frustrating because I do so much other stuff for Bella Smiles, because it's just the two of us right now in the United States running things, that I have to do so much other stuff. I can't focus on like all this other stuff. And so anyway, that's besides the point. But so let's go back.
Okay.
How do you decide your title, and do you feel like it is easy to come up with titles, and do you feel that helps when you post your video, if that gets clicked more?
So titles are hard for me, because it's like you want to get all of this information into this box, but you don't want it to be too long.
Yeah,
because
and they give you 100 words, I think, or 100 letters.
They do.
Not words, 100 letters.
Letters. They do. They give you a lot of space, but at the same time, you don't want it to be so long that people like lose interest.
Yeah, because they're only going to read the first little bit.
Right. So we I've started using ChatGPT to help me name things, just so that I can because it's really nice to be able to work through, okay, this is what my video is about. I used a kit, whatever. I put all of the things into ChatGPT, and then it kind of helps me narrow down specifically what would grab somebody's eye. And I've noticed that Jessica does that a lot from our design team. Her titles are really interesting. And so I've kind of started trying to do that. If you ask a question in your title, it kind of is like, oh, it pricks that curiosity. So you want to have it be curious, but you also want to have it like something that they want to watch, that's like relatable to their life, maybe, all of these different aspects. So I've found that using AI is really helpful for the title. And I really like doing that. And then when I go into the description, then I can kind of make it more me.
Because I don't know how much space you have, but you have a ton of space to do. Obviously, Instagram and Facebook, you're not going to want to put as big of a description in there, even though you have space. It's because people are only going to read. I'm bad at reading it. When I see a post, I barely read a lot of what is in there. But it is good to have some stuff there. So I think that's just your own, use your personality. This is where personality really is helpful. And I think if you're using AI to help you with it, being as descriptive and tell as much information, but then telling it to say, I want you to look through my stuff. Because that's the one positive about AI, is that it will scour your stuff, and it'll see stuff that you've written before, and you want to type how you normally write, like talk, right? So that it is going to sound more like you, because nothing is more obvious.
Yes.
Like there's certain posts, and I don't feel like I see it as much in scrapbooking, maybe because I'm not paying attention as much, or because for the longest time we haven't embraced AI the way that a lot of other companies and the other sectors out there do. But like you can tell right away certain things, and I will say lately I've been able to pick up on people who are using more AI, and I'm like, oh, that's AI. I'm like, oh, but that's really good, because I wanted to click on that, right? So that's another test, I guess, if you will, is look through your Instagram, your Facebook, your YouTube. What titles, what descriptions do you see that say, I want to click on this, and kind of use that as a frame, because once again, we don't have to reinvent the wheel. I mean, you do want your description to be descriptive. You want people to know what they're watching, and you want to put links in there. I put a ton of links in my description, because people want to be able to easily click something that they see. And I can tell you that people click from YouTube. Because I can see in the store who's clicked from YouTube. I can see on YouTube who's clicked from, like you can kind of see where they're coming from, if they've searched it, if they, and these are tools that are really helpful, because then that tells you this is where I need to spend my time. Or if I want people to come from other places, this is where I want to spend my time. So that can be really helpful. But look and see who's posting things that you like. And this also goes with pictures too. And I know we talked about that when we were doing the design team episode. Look at the type of pictures that catch your eye. What kind of shorts or videos do you see that are catching your eye? And I feel like the more creative ones are ones that catch my eye. Like I loved Jessica's one when she shared the kit last month, and she was talking, and I'm like, oh my gosh,
that was
I gotta
amazing.
start using my utensils, because I listen to music a lot of times when I scrapbook. I'm like, dang, I need to be doing this more, because that's gonna just be fun. I can just see myself singing with it, even though that's not what she was doing, but that's where my brain went. And so look at elements of things. Also, AI can be kind of helpful for helping you get tips on things that are catching other people's eyes that they're pushing. So, utilizing trends and stuff like that, it can be really helpful. But just the reminder is that trends are trends. So it could be cool this day and not be cool another day.
Right.
So you kind of can't get stuck on that either. So if it's working for you and that's how you want to do it, because it's going to establish your own brand. And I think that's the thing, is being consistent and kind of staying in what you're comfortable with, and things that kind of showcase and show you and your personality is going to be the best way. Because like I've mentioned, you can tell people who use AI, especially I see it more in the non-crafty area, but I can tell. I'm like, dang, who wrote, it's even sometimes it's the scripts. It's like, who wrote that? Like no person wrote that. And I've had conversations with people out, like at church and other places, about how AI is going to take over art, AI is going to take over writing. And I'm like, it's not, because you can point, like, yes, it's getting better, but you can pick it out because it doesn't sound human. And like, I've even told you that, like, there was something that you wrote. I think you were, I don't know, you wrote something. I think that you were texting or something, or a conversation, and you were using AI to help you so that you could get your point across. And I was like, dude, I'm like, you do what you're comfortable with, because you know what you want to get your point across. I was like, but this sounds very AI. And
it was probably with my ex
or the kids. It might have been with the kids, because, and I know you've also mentioned that your kids don't like AI, and kids, the younger generation can point that out even more, because they use it a lot more too. And so there's things that they don't like. And I was like, just
I
so you're
remember that.
aware, I was like,
That's
you do
funny.
with this
It
information,
sounds like a robot.
like it sounds weird.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that's the issue, right? Is it takes the human out of things. So you do have to have you in it. So you have, like, at the end of the day, you have to drive the bus. So anything that you're doing for titles, for descriptions, you want it to really showcase you. So however you need to do that, whether you're using AI, whether you're using a friend, like how many times have we had these conversations where I'm like, dang, I'm not sure exactly like what should I title this, or what should I do here? Like, what should I say here? And kind of work through that. Like having somebody in your community, and this is what our community is really good about, is going to the people that you can trust and say, hey, I need a little help with this to make it sound more like me, because I'm just not so sure. It's like
that's a
sometimes
good
we
idea.
forget to do that. Sometimes we forget to do that because we want to get it posted right away, or we're just locked in the zone. But it's like sometimes you need to take that step back, take the time to do it.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like we used to do that a lot. Like 5 years ago, we would
Yeah.
talk a lot about stuff like that in like the Facebook groups, or
Mm-hmm.
like because you and I had a little bit bigger friend group where we would chat with them like on a daily basis
Oh
or
yeah.
every other day, and
You
like
and
we would
me and
talk
Sarah,
about stuff like that.
Christy, Beth,
Yeah, and
Christina was in there for
yeah,
a
and it was
while.
really fun, like being
Mm-hmm.
able to have those conversations with even more people. And I
Yeah.
feel like in the last 5 years, that's kind of fallen away, like,
I don't know if it's just us because we
yeah,
stepped more back,
we did.
or if
Yeah,
it's,
the
I don't know.
community.
Because
Well, because
I see different groups of people that I
yeah,
can tell they're very close and
yes.
stuff. So I don't know
Well, and I think
how that
like
is.
your life like does kind of morph, like
Yeah.
us personally, like you were saying, like our lives kind of changed, and like it wasn't as prevalent, which is okay and it's good,
Hmm.
and like we both love our lives now, and our
Yeah.
scrapbooking has morphed into something different. It's just part of me sometimes misses that bigger group that we
I
used to
do.
chat
I think
with.
it was really helpful. So, and that's a good point, is to, if you can have a group of more than one person, and like
Mhm.
I know now I have more one-on-one conversations with different people than I
Yeah.
did before. I think we were just merged in together, because we were really close and we worked together and we did a lot of stuff together, and we were all really close. We all really loved enjoying. And then, we all kind of started doing our own thing. So,
Yeah.
and I know the ladies that were in our group also had other groups of a couple of different people that they were chit-chatting with and stuff. And I
Mhm.
think it's really good to have a couple of those different things if you can. And I get, like, we don't all have time for it. Like,
Right.
it takes up a lot of bandwidth
Yeah, it does.
when you have all these conversations going. So it's like
Yep.
not everybody can do that. And I get
Yep.
it. That it's that balance that we talked about last time. It's like finding
Oh, yeah.
that balance. But it is very, very helpful because you can get more than one person's perspective in on something. And generally those people know you. It's like you're all watching each other's videos and stuff too. So
Mhm.
you're having conversations every day or every week, and so those people know you a lot more, and I think that's so helpful. And I'm glad you brought that up. I think this is a good little snidbit of an thing to talk about, is you you need that community. You really do. Like, you
Oh, yeah.
can't do it on your own. I know we talked about that a little bit last time, but you need it because this part is where they people see things that you don't, because sometimes we get so focused, and tunnel vision,
Yes.
that we
Yeah.
forget that to utilize the people in our lives that know us, that can help us grow ourselves and see things that we don't see and give suggestions. I mean, gosh, we always were like, hey, what should I do here? Oh my gosh, I'm stuck on this layout. And like I know just saying, I know I have multiple people that I kind of talk to now a little bit more. And some of it is I can't talk to you all the time because you're working and stuff.
Yeah.
And so, but I also have cultivated other friendships too now that are different than before. And I really do enjoy that. I enjoy being able to problem solve with other people and have those scrappy conversations. It's one of the things that I miss the most. And it just takes time to build that. So if you don't have a crafty, scrappy community or a couple of people that you aren't close with, I encourage you to like really work at that because it is so just fulfilling. It's so helpful. And it's not just about taking from like what you get, it's you also get a great friendship. And so you learn from them and they learn from you. And like, it's this give and take that you need that also helps you. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've been talking to other people and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just need to get, and I just need to get to my desk. And it jumpstarts that part of me that says, okay, well, no, I need to do this on the computer. I need to do this where I'm like, no, you know what? I'm going to take time because I've spent a lot of time doing this. And if I don't take the extra time to go here, then I'm not going to be fulfilled here. And so it really helps kind of helps me prioritize what is the most important thing.
Yeah.
And creating is the most important thing. All those other things are side quests.
Right. Yeah, I've noticed lately, like, because I've kind of fallen off the bandwagon of watching YouTube, which is crazy because I'm like always on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
But like,
I know. I watch
like
so much
stopped watching YouTube, and it's kind of like, oh my goodness, like I miss it. And so I've doing that creators group.
Yeah.
And
I love that
being
one.
in like the train and watching everybody's videos, like that has been a lot of fun because I'm finding new people that I didn't even realize I wasn't subscribed to.
Yeah, you're like,
And I'm like,
wait,
oh
I'm
my
not
gosh.
subscribed to them.
Yeah, like I swear I thought I was. So like
Right.
subscribing to new people and then also like just being able to go and watch other people, and it really does bring out that like community aspect.
Yeah.
And then also it does make you want to get into your scrapbooking space more too.
It does.
So that's been kind of fun, like getting back into YouTube and watching YouTube and like, yeah, doing all of that. I'm like realizing like, wait a minute, why did I let this go? Why did I stop watching, you know?
Well,
It's
you know,
hard.
and it's sometimes there is no reason.
Right, exactly.
And then
Life
it just
is
becomes
just
habit.
life.
But then it becomes habit. So it's like you really have to work at having the relationships, but it's so helpful and it's so beneficial and it's just, you know, good on all these different levels. So, you know, utilize those and if you have them, utilize them. Like, I mean, I love it when it goes from just talking crafty stuff to like personal stuff. And because then you really do get to know the person and you can really help give them feedback too, you know, when they ask for it, or you can get, because it's, anyway. So it's super helpful for part of this process. And I see it in a lot of the YouTube channels that aren't crafty. You see the friendships that they have with other YouTubers. So this is a very common thing for creators to have other creator friends, because there's just something about having someone who understands what you're going through, the obstacles that you have to face, and also, right? So I could talk to my husband all day about this stuff. I'm sure he would listen. He'd get bored after a while, but he knows absolutely stinking nothing about Facebook, YouTube. He knows nothing. He knows what I've told him.
Right. Yep.
Which is nothing. Really. Like I tell him a little bit, but I could see the eyes rolling back,
the glaze,
the fuzzy look.
Yeah,
I just see it. And, you know, bless his heart, because he will try to listen. He doesn't get it. It's just like if he was going to tell me how to fix a Keurig machine. you know, one of the machines that they have. Thinking I can't remember. There's one of the machines. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I see here I am trying to bring in something from his job. But see, it's the same thing.
Yeah, it is.
Like he could tell me all day about how the sensors have to line up just right so the glue puts the boxes together, or it picks up the cups and fills up the cup. Like he could tell me how to do it. It would mean absolutely nothing. Right? So like your family and friends who are, and scrappy people who are your friends that don't do YouTube. Like I have a really close friend who lives around here that I went to college with, and she does some scrapbooking and some card making, but she's just, you know, sometimes I'm an
everyday crafter,
but she's just you know,
a
more
there's a
crafter.
Difference. There is a difference.
I could talk to her about this stuff, but she doesn't know. Like I could ask her too, but she wouldn't know. And it's not because she doesn't want to know, and I've talked to her because she's thought about doing things. And like, even when I posted the design team, I think she thought about it, and I wanted to be like, okay, here. I'm probably not going to pick you. Not that because I don't like what she creates. She is like, I love it when she sends me pictures of stuff, you know, and she's come over and we scrap together sometimes. And I've taught her some more mixed media stuff. So she plays with more mixed media, and it's super fun to see where she's come and what she does do. It's just, it's
different.
It's different. And I know the kind of person she is too. And so it's like, it can be overwhelming for people who just want to scrap for fun, you know, to get into all this creator stuff. And maybe that's why we don't talk about it, is because we don't want to overcomplicate something that is super fun. But then we end up feeling alone in this. We end up feeling alone and going, why are my numbers so low? Why do I feel like I'm not making a difference in the scrappy universe?
Yeah.
But all it takes. What were you going to say?
Sorry. I think like it's really easy to get overwhelmed for us, but it's like really little things that you can do to make it not overwhelming.
Yeah.
Like as we're talking about, you know, using AI and stuff, like and just using the community and all of that, like don't get overwhelmed. And now I'm thinking like, okay, maybe that'll be my tip for today, is like, if you get overwhelmed, use your tools like your community and AI. Like, don't feel afraid to use those things. Like, we're not saying like AI is bad or anything like that.
Or we're not saying AI is amazing either. Or like, for sure, I'm not telling you that. There's so many times I've had to tell AI, I'm like, dude,
that's wrong.
No, that's not going to work. No, tell me more. Like, you need to fix this. Like, I talk back to AI, and I'm sure it gets mad at me, but I don't care. But that's only how it's only going to learn and grow, like do things better. Because I was trying to ask for help to do a schedule for posting and stuff, so that I could help the business grow, right? And so I'm like, help me, you know, just do a basic schedule for how I should do promotional types of like shorts and stuff like that, because that's where I need to grow. I'm like so bad. I hate doing shorts. Probably because it has to be done on your phone. Really, it doesn't work when it's on the computer very well. And I just hate doing it. I just hate it. It's tedious. I hate using my phone. Honestly, I hate using my phone for that much stuff. I think is a part of it. And so it's like, the thing is it really doesn't take that long. And it's not very hard. I complicate it more. But it was like, I was looking at the schedule and I was like, or the calendar, and I was like, wait. I'm like, your dates are off. I'm like, and I told you this. And so I was getting snippy, and it was like, well, let me double check it. And I'm like, no, I'm right. I'm looking at a calendar right now. I'm like, you're wrong.
Funny. I've noticed that too about AI. Like you have to be very specific. So like a lot of times I will say today is Wednesday, this is the date. Like I need this by Friday or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you do have to give a lot of information, which if that's overwhelming, use the community instead. Like I
Yeah.
really love that you brought that up. Like don't just rely on AI. Like yes, it's helpful, but it can be annoying and it can be,
And it can take a long
frustrating.
time because like, or at
Yeah.
least for me, because I'm like typing a novel. I'm like, dude, I could have typed in the description all on my own,
Yeah,
but
you could.
or the title. I could have came up with the title, the amount of time that I took to type everything in here. But then I also realized that I'm trying to set things up so that I can grow. And that's where
Right.
like in the business, I have to be more specific. So like you said, if it's overwhelming, use a different tool. There are so many
Right.
different tools. We're
Yeah.
just trying to list a couple of things
Yeah.
that can be really helpful.
Yeah.
If you need
Maybe
it
we
to be.
should talk about thumbnails because that's
Yes,
kind
I
of
was
like
going to
a good
transition
tool.
into that. Okay. So because we've had this conversation before about thumbnails. Do you feel like there is a certain type of thumbnail that you click more on when you look at scrapbooking videos?
I like thumbnails that have like a zoomed in photo of the layout you created, but
Okay.
then I also like to have like not a description, but some part of the title in the thumbnail.
Okay.
So like something that's going to tell me, okay, is this a process video? Is this a layout share? Is this,
Mhm.
something like that.
Yeah.
So like
Is this
I
a
like
haul?
exactly. I like the details to be all in the thumbnail, but you don't want it to be so much. So like have a photo, but then have like a few words to describe. Is it a process video?
Mhm.
Whatever. Something
But
like
that's
that.
interesting because I'd rather have, like, if it's part of a series, I'd rather just it say this is the series. I don't really care
Yeah.
what the layout looks like, honestly. Like that like does not make me click on it more. And in
Really?
fact,
That's
it might make me
interesting.
click on it less because
That is
then if I do see
interesting.
the layout that I don't like, I might not
You
watch it
won't
and I
click
might
on
not
it.
learn something. And so that's the one thing the
Interesting.
train has taught me a lot is that there's a lot of times I'm like, I'll steer clear of a person because I've watched a video and I didn't care for like either their style or whatever, right?
Hmm.
And doing the train has taught me that I need to be more open just in general because sometimes I get on track and I'm like, especially when we were looking at all of the applicants for the design team, I was watching so many different things and I found a couple of people that I'm like, I can watch this channel, and so like then I'm binge watching that person's channel, not a problem, but then I forget that there's this other person that I could be watching, or like sometimes I just forget, like if YouTube doesn't pop it up, which because I watch so much YouTube on my TV, it rarely shows scrapbooking stuff up downstairs.
Oh.
But I don't generally watch scrapbooking stuff on the TV. I usually watch it like when I'm upstairs or like when I'm cleaning, like or like doing dishes, stuff, cooking. And on my phone sometimes it will share, but like it rarely shares scrapbooking stuff with me now. Except for like if I watch a couple of people's, like I watched a couple of Nicole's videos recently. And so now all it shows is me is Nicole's videos. And I'm like, okay, well, just because I watched 2 videos on Nicole's channel doesn't mean that you need to show me all of Nicole's videos.
Right. That's what
But
happens to me too. Is like if you get because like I'll watch Steak Goddess, I'll watch Sandy's videos,
mhm.
and then all it does is keep showing me her videos. And I'm like, dude, I want a variety. Like
Well,
there
and like,
needs to be like a shuffle button.
and I think this is the downfall of scrapbooking and scrapbooking videos is one, the videos that are getting high traffic obviously are going to get more shared. I feel
Yeah.
like YouTube really likes to share Sandy's stuff with me, and actually I hardly watch her channel anymore because there's so many other channels that I prefer more. Not that I don't like Sandy, because
Right.
sometimes I do. I just love, sometimes she also
Right.
doesn't have really long videos most of the time, so that's really nice. But sometimes I like I realize when I'm watching her channel, I'm tuning like I hear what she's talking about, but I'm not actually watching it. So I'm like, I'm not benefiting from it unless I want to sit down and watch it, right? But because she posts almost or I think she posts every day or just about every day, like YouTube, like blue, blue, blue. So that is one thing that I will say that is something to keep a note of. If you're posting consistently or you're posting on like quite often, and I mean, for her, it helps because she has continually posted like for years. So
yeah, she's been posting for 5 years. She does a video a day for 5 years. Like, I think that's what she said.
We've done challenge like months,
30 days.
Where we've done 30 days. It's so much. I do not like it. It's just so stressful. It wasn't as big of a deal when I was scrapbooking a little bit more. It was a little bit easier, but I can only imagine. There's no way I would do it now.
Yeah.
Like I was surprised that when I was doing December daily, I had like quite a bit of days that I was posting. And I was like, oh, this is nice. But then I still have a couple of Christmas December daily spreads that I'm going to post up while I have my surgery. But anyway, so that's one thing to know is that if you're consistent in posting, your YouTube's going to push your videos. Also, if your video gets watched early on, and this is something I learned from my mom who does food YouTube, and she doesn't have a really big channel, but she watches a lot of other things on how to get views, which I mean, take all that with a grain of salt. And I think that's the thing, even with what we're saying, is take this all with a grain of salt, because you got to do your research, but also a lot of it is just like kind of testing the waters and seeing what YouTube decides it's going to do but if you're more consistent, there it's going to show your stuff more. And if people are watching your videos early, like first on, if it pops up and then it gets clicked right away, it's going to push it out more. So that is something to know, that when you post it, you do want to pay attention. Thumbnails do matter, but I can tell you, I'm not really sure. Because when I've asked AI about thumbnails, I'm like, and I was telling you this, I paid for like a month or two for a subscription that helps with the SEO or right? I think it's SEO.
Yeah, SEO,
And so it helps with titles, it helps with thumbnails and keywords type stuff. And then it'll give you some ideas. And I use that and it made no difference than what I was doing.
And that's frustrating. Like, you pay for something. You're like, this is going to work. Yeah. And then it doesn't. And you're like, I just spent this money. Like, dang it.
Like, I spent money and I had better ideas. The stuff that I put in that I use myself without using AI, without whatever, was stuff that got clicked more.
Interesting.
So I will say that just because you use AI or use those tools doesn't mean that it's going to apply. And there are so many gimmicky things like that. Like I've seen a lot for like shorts, things that help you create your shorts and stuff. And I got sucked into one because I used the free like trial, and then it trapped me in, and I had to like, I had to go in, and I thankfully they refunded me my money, because I was like, I never said that I wanted this, and you just automatically charged me, and I've been trying to get out, and there's no button for me to get out. And I think they realized that it took a little while though, because I kept having to like, because I was like, dude, I canceled this and you still, like, they charged me after I canceled it. And I was like, this is not going to work. So a lot of those things, because I was curious if it was going to help me create better shorts. And honestly, it's not any better than the free versions, or I use Canva a lot. I pay for Canva. You do not have to pay for Canva. You can use the free version. You just don't have as many options. But
I use the free version, and I really like Canva.
I think Canva is very helpful.
It makes me feel like I can do these things, and it gets me excited. Like, I use Canva to do a lot of the Crafty Maven Getaway store advertising and stuff, and I really, really love it. Like, I never thought, because my ex is a graphic designer, and I always loved what he created and everything, like, and I never thought I would be able to do that, you know, but like I'm doing it now, and it's like I feel so empowered. And so it's like all these little things are free that you can use.
Yeah.
And that they're like, you don't have to pay for subscriptions.
I know Adobe Express has like some free stuff that is pretty easy to use.
Yeah, I
so
used
that's
it
another
a couple
option.
times.
I'm trying to think what else is there that is free or relatively free. I use Instagram Edits. They have an Edits app, and I think you can do some of it in Instagram, but they also have an app, and that one is free. And that one I use that a lot now for my shorts. It's really easy. What is the other one that we've used? CapCut. Now I've heard some things about CapCut about that, like basically they can use your stuff for advertising and not credit you, and it's not your like intellectual property if you upload stuff on there. So this is where reading the fine print. And I know even with Canva, like, so a lot of people I've heard this outside of the crafty world, but it does apply, because if you want to like do like, what is it? Like journal type things, or like prompty things where you're using their templates to like create some kind of booklet that you can, like a PDF or thing that you can print off, right, and sell. You have to be really careful, because certain things in Canva are not actually copy, like they're underneath whoever designed it, and so you can't sell it. So be aware of what you're using because some stuff isn't, and that's why I pay for part of it. But even I've heard of people who've like used it for like that kind of stuff, where they create like some kind of journal with like prompts and stuff, but they used a template and they tried to sell it on Amazon, and Amazon made them pay because it was not theirs to sell. Like, so you do need to be careful, like for that kind of stuff. So just be aware. So, but with that said,
if you're just using it for like thumbnails or stuff like that,
but it's really helpful. I find Canva is super helpful. But so CapCut is pretty easy. Also, I will say CapCut gives you a lot of song options that are not like royalty free or whatever, that are hard to use, like on they'll get flagged on YouTube. So also be aware that whatever kind of music, if you put your music in whatever you're editing, I don't do that. I put it separate. Like I do the video without it having music, and I add the music in whatever app. So whether it's YouTube or whatever, so I know that it's I can add music that is free, because you will get flagged.
Yeah, you will. YouTube is very picky.
YouTube is really picky, but even Instagram, if it's more than like 60 seconds of a video, like I've noticed a couple of my videos, they wouldn't post the audio because it was too long. So that's why a couple of the videos that I had for some ads didn't have music on them. And I didn't realize that that's why, because I was like, why didn't it do the music? I added music to it. And
interesting.
So just like, those are little things to be aware of, that like sometimes there's time limits on certain things for how long a song can be used. So you might have to switch songs. It's like not a big deal. It's just things that you kind of have to keep in mind. But anyway, so thumbnails real quick last, and then we can finish up.
Okay.
So I think using like the different programs to create thumbnails, and honestly, I think being creative and creating a thumbnail that you would want to click on is the key.
Yeah. Be true to yourself again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want it to be catchy. You want it to, and sometimes whatever is trending. So if you see other, like, and this is where watching videos that aren't in our niche kind of is helpful, because you can see, well, this person got a lot of views and this is the type of thumbnail. So using that as your inspiration also is helpful too.
Yeah,
so
that's good. Yeah.
But
What
okay.
kind of thumbnails do you click on? Because I don't know that you ever said that.
I like just basic thumbnails. Like
So like the intro video or the
so like if they're doing like a series and that's just the image of the series that they're doing, that's what I want to see. I don't care if it has a layout on it. I don't care if it has, actually, I'd rather prefer it not to have too many words. I find that that's like super busy. Like there's a lot of video, like non-crafty, but videos that I watch where it'll be like the picture of them and like all this stuff. And I'm like, I hate that. It's too busy for me.
Yeah.
It's too much. It's like, I want it simple. I want to know, like, I do like it if I know like it's a layout versus mini album or like something like that. That is kind of nice.
Do you watch Kit Shares or no?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Because like
I actually just watched one last night.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, I did.
I'm just curious because like I wonder if I send you a couple of the thumbnails that I've made and you could say like, yes, I like this one. No, I don't like this.
Just because I think this is where in our industry, I think this is why it's so difficult to pinpoint what is actually like going to get us views, right? Is because what I'm going to pick is probably not what Susie's going to pick, which is not what, Kristen's going to pick, which is not what, Julie's going to pick. Like all, we're all wanting different things.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we've got comments about people who are like, I don't like your music, or your music's too loud, or this or that, or you said this weird word, this weird word. Oh my goodness. You said this thing weird. I don't like it. And it's like, then don't watch my channel.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Karen, well, don't watch my channel.
Yeah. There are those people that you're like, okay, thanks.
Like thanks for the advice. So maybe that's one little thing. Just remember, people are going to give you their advice.
There are,
and you can take it
out there.
But no, here's the thing is, I wouldn't put a whole lot of stock in certain, like if you get a lot of people who are like, hey, this is kind of distracting. Look, like it, I feel like the tone, you can tell the tone right away. Yeah. With a video, with a comment. And so sometimes people are nice and they're not going to tell you what's wrong. I will say that. So just because you get a comment that's like, oh, I never realized that, it might actually be that you need to adjust things, but I wouldn't take it to heart. Like, don't take it personally, because some people they always see the negative too. Like I've had certain people who they comment multiple times on videos of mine and I'm like, why are you watching my channel then? But then I've also had people who've watched my channel and been like, hey, did you know this? Like, like this is off, or this is, or it's a little too loud or whatever. And like, it is good to have that, like any feedback. So, utilize the feedback, but also know we all have different opinions about different things that we like. And I feel like it does vary so much in our industry. And I wonder if that's why it's really hard to pinpoint like who's getting views and stuff. I also think it depends on where you're posting your stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, definitely. If you're not posting on social media, is it going to get viewed? Because also, if you don't have a lot of subscribers, if you don't have a lot of people that are clicking on your videos, like you were saying earlier, YouTube isn't going to push it as much. Yeah. And that's where it kind of hurts us as scrapbookers, because our videos aren't the bigger viewed videos. Yeah. So I've noticed people like Sandy, people like Heather's Crafty Life used to be really big too, but she's not really in the community anymore, but hers would get pushed a lot too. But it's because they have a lot of viewers, they have a lot of subscribers. So it's really hard for us little people, but don't get discouraged about that, because our community is also really supportive, I feel like. So if you post in the groups and just be like, hey, hey, I only have this many subscribers. Can you guys please come and watch
Mhm.
my videos or come subscribe? Like, I've seen so many people that will just jump on that and just be like,
Mhm.
yes, let's love on you. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
like this
Yeah. And don't
community
be
is
afraid to
amazing.
ask.
Oh
Yeah, you
yeah.
can't be afraid to ask for help. It's like, and honestly, I should be doing that because I used to get hundreds of views. Now, granted, this was years ago, and I was on Teams, so I kind of get the understanding I'm not on Teams, so I'm not popping up as much anyway. And I took a break, and I'm not as consistent. But I've had some videos that had like 25 views, and I'm like, how did I
It's
go
bad.
from 200 views to 25?
It's bad. It
But
is
it
really
is what
bad
it
lately.
is, and it's like,
Yeah.
and I know what I could be doing, and I just don't do it all the time. So
Right.
that's the other part.
Again.
So,
Yeah.
it's like if you don't have the bandwidth to do all that extra stuff, it's okay. Just know that like it might take a little while, or but like you said, just ask for help if you think you need more views. That's why I'm doing the train, because I'm hoping that
Yeah.
eventually it kind of helps a little bit. It will help when I start posting more consistently, which I'm trying. Um,
Yeah.
but I also feel like I owe it to the Crafty Maven to do more there too. So it's like, so I'm like not as upset about my views. And I think that at the end of the day, you kind of have to realize that in this industry, in this niche, we're just not going to get the views. So not caring. I will say it is hard. Like if you are trying to get monetized, there's a lot of different things. I know we didn't really talk about that. I don't think we need to, but it does take a lot to monetize your channel. As someone who lost their monetization a long time ago and didn't ask. So here's an example. I never asked for help when we were trying to get, there was years ago, we were trying to help people get monetized because they changed what the criteria was for monetization, and I lost mine because I didn't have the total hours watched. And this was before shorts, so it was like way easier back then. And so like a whole bunch of us were just watching, just had people's channels playing over and over and over. So they would, and I didn't ask for help because I was like, for whatever, it didn't matter to me. But now I'm like, it would have been nice to have my monetization. I think I got a couple $100 from YouTube, so it wasn't like I was raking in money or anything, like total, like the whole amount of time that I've gotten paid. But now I think about it and I'm like, hey, that would be kind of nice. But you can't put your eggs, like you can't say, oh, just because I get monetization means I'm going to be consistently getting it. I've heard people talk in the industry like, oh, well, if I'm not going to get paid from YouTube, why am I working this hard? And it's like, well, because that's like, don't ever think that this is gonna amount to anything. It's really, this is the exposure that gets you to other places that will help you like have other ways and streams of income. Honestly, I think is, so using it as a tool as opposed and a stepping stone, as opposed to saying, oh, this is like, so, and if you look at it as I'm not benefiting from it, then that's what you're going to get out of it too. I do feel like that. So you kind of have to just have your priorities in line with what you want. So if that is your goal and that's what you want and you want to put all your eggs in there, then you're going to have to be really good about paying attention to your analytics, paying attention to your titles, paying attention to your thumbnails. And it's a playing game. You just, because YouTube likes to change things all the time too. So and like Instagram, they change their hashtags and I really stinking hate it because now you can only use 5 and AI is not really caught on yet. And I'm like, dude, you got to only give me 5. I'm like, give me 5 of the best ones, like 5 of the best ones.
Come on, you're a computer. You should know this. You're a robot.
It's like, because the ones I would use, it's like, are they the best ones? Sometimes they are, but so usually I pick 3 that are the best ones, and then I ask that I think are the best ones, and then I ask it to come up with a couple other ones, but that are like maybe different, that might get some different people. But anyway, consistency is the name of the game, and know your, my tip is, once again, know your reason why, and use like who you are and your goals like to help like finish the product, if you will, you know, and get all these other, use these things as tools, use your tools. And so
use your
people want to
community.
follow you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We are a very supportive community, I feel like.
I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. There's just a lot of us. So don't give up.
Yeah.
Stick with it.
Even if it takes 10, 15 years, you know, it's all good.
Yeah. You'll
Someone
find your
has to
niche.
be the old scrapbookers at some point.
Right? I feel
Wink,
like I'm
wink.
getting
I'm
there.
winking, and that looks like so bad. I look like I'm drunk here. I promise you, I just have coffee in my thing. Oh gosh. Okay, we need to get off because Hannah wants to try to create again.
I do too.
And it's a lovely day. And so I hope everybody has a great crafty week. Do one thing. One thing I want to say is do one thing this week that makes you really smile. Like, so take some time and said, you know, something that makes you smile. If it's using a product that you've been itching to use, do a technique that you've been itching to use that just made, you know, when you looked at it and it made you smile, do it. So
I love that.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to add before we get off?
No, I think we're good. Yeah.
Okay.
Have a great scrappy week. Bye.
Bye.